right, once more into the rocket base. Just need to fast forward to the point where we last left off, or at least close to where we left off last time. More grunts, more tallies on the scorecard. Sorry we didn't come down here faster, but we kind of needed to go to the Pokemon Center between pushes. Wait, okay, maybe not strictly needed to. Still, it's not like the guys on the upper floors did anything to heal to try to inconvenience us more when we pulled out partway through clearing the base. Never really understand it when someone has two Pokemon and they're the exact same species at the exact same point in their life cycle. I would have at least been more understanding if just after the Machop we dealt with a Machoke. Not that I remember at what level Machop evolves. Well, it's no surprise you lost since we were fresh. You weren't leveled up high enough, and you decided to throw two of the exact same kind of Pokemon at us. That was about as surprising as the sun rising in the morning. Anyway, we've got more of those movement tiles to worry about right now. So time to do some more fast forwarding while I grab all the items in this area and see if there's any staircase nearby. Well, there's a staircase. Can't get to it from this angle, though, so we've got some more maneuvering to do. Well, part of me wanted to leave you alone, but, all things considered, we really don't have too much of a choice since we want to keep making progress in this bare-bones story, and you happen to be in the base that we have to, raid. Well, that rat certainly didn't last long. Not too sure why I thought it would survive, the first shot, considering the level difference. Probably going to have to go back to the Pokemon Center again. Sure, strictly speaking, I don't need to keep trying to have the team in pristine condition against the regular grunts between us and their boss. Especially when it's just only one member of the team that's worn down and we've got 5 others that can do quite a bit of damage to these poor bastards. Still, it's not like we lose anything other than some time whenever we go back to the Pokemon Center. And it's not like there's any wild Pokemon encounters in the rocket base to wear us down. I suppose it's just one of the ways that Pokemon makes me relax. Our hero isn't trying to stop some ancient cosmic evil or a megalomaniac trying to conquer/destroy the world, so why put our team through hell when the only thing on the line at the moment is pride? And it really says something that when you storm the local mafia's base, the only thing in danger is your ego as you smack the various people in the building around. Or at least slap them by proxy. I'm pretty sure that their Pokemon take all the beating, and they're never touched regardless of what is tossed all over these rooms. Well, if I remember correctly from previous playthroughs, you do. So part of me wants to assume this guy is playing dumb, though it's just as likely he actually is that dumb. Kind of hard to tell based on the context here. Either way, the poor bastard just doesn't stand a chance. Welcome to level 29, Neo. I should probably stop welcoming each member of the team as they level up over and over again. Sure, each time it comes as a pleasant surprise when they level up, but it is kind of feeling a little pointless and meaningless to say, considering how many times everyone has leveled up so far, and how many more times they're gonna have to level up before we're done with this game. I mean, it's not like I'm complaining about Garm somehow managing to hit himself after afflicted by confusion, even if I'm having a hard time imagining just how a Growlithe can smack itself in the face. Sure, we don't see any terrain in the battle screen, which means I could possibly imagine that self-inflicted damage was due to him running into one of those old-style tape computer things that are covering part of the wall here. And once again, I'm disappointed that future Pokemon games never really did anything with a vast amount of visual potential with Pokemon battles in a variety of environments. I mean, seriously, they've done 3D games for how long? Not to mention wondering what Team Rocket is even doing with computers that old-fashioned. Hell, when I see computing equipment like that, I tend to think of the classic government buildings getting ready for World War III in the 1960s. By the 1990s, that kind of tape machine was horrifically outdated. Sorry if that train of thought went into a few different rails. Just trying to kill time here. Right, now that things I don't want to think about using just yet are stowed away, time to sell the things I outright know I don't want to use in this playthrough. And of course heal, can't forget that since that was the main reason we got out of the rocket base for the moment. Yeah, less likely to use the Super Potion by the time we get to the Elite Four. Of course, Hyper Potion won't be all that useful either, since by that point we'll probably have full healing, not healing with set numbers. Now back to our regularly scheduled raid on the rockets. It's annoying that the only way onto the elevator the first time is going through this time-consuming little maze again, but I suppose it'd be more than a little ridiculous to complain about the people who want to keep this base secret, making things as inconvenient as possible for us. And to be perfectly fair, this was the absolute perfect counter to the Twitch Plays run of this game. Not that I actually watched that bit of epicness, just heard about and then read about it later. Didn't really feel like my thing to get involved in, but it certainly must have been an amazing experience for anyone watching and participating. For some reason, I was expecting the guy who called us a rat to start off with a Rattata. Maybe I'm just reaching too much for a joke here. It's not like I can feel intimidated by that rhymer, since we've dealt with so many that are pretty much the same in this very base. But no, this guy has no Rattata or Raticate, so there goes that potential low-hanging fruit. Ah, son of a bitch. Well, I guess I'm going to the Pokemon Center again. While I wouldn't say this is making me dread when we finally get to Fuchsia Gym, it's not making me eager to get to Koga either. Granted, poison is less of an inconvenience around here than sleep, but still, bit of a pain in the ass. Oh, it happened for the same reason as anyone else. You just happen to be standing around with nothing to do, so Jack felt the need to entertain you with a Pokemon battle you couldn't win. Have I mentioned that sometimes I feel like a bit of a bully in the first generation? Feels like something I would have said more than once or twice around here. Place your bets. Just how many more times am I gonna come back to this center before this clip is done? At least there's not too much left of the Rocket headquarters for us to explore at this point. Compared to the Dark Cave, this is so much less of a pain that if anything, Team Rocket should feel embarrassed. Jack literally had a harder time navigating along the actual road than raiding their base of operation that's... This place is supposed to be the most secure place in the region for these guys. I know they're a mafia, not a military, but that's still pretty embarrassing for them. Hell, how am I supposed to admire the beauty of their evil when they haven't seen any on-screen evil or competence? At best, we just heard them killing a Marowak in Lavender Town, not actually saw them do it, and every other criminal thing they've done in this game so far has been pretty tame to the point that a scummy company could do it, not a bunch of hardened mafia goons. Yeah. When you mess with someone's accuracy, when they're this much stronger than you, you have to hope you're pretty lucky. I probably don't need the Leech Seed in order to win, but I've got the distinct feeling this Arbok is going to be a lot more durable than an Ekans would be. As a side note, as a kid, whenever Jessie unleashed her snake in the anime, I could have sworn the thing was actually saying Charbok instead of Arbok for some reason. Whereas my dad kept wondering why a cobra was such a fan of Starbucks. Which of course prompted my brother to say because he's a fan of the old series Battlestar Galactica. I didn't get that joke until the better in pretty much every way remake of Battlestar Galactica happened. Bit of a funny tidbit that just happened to occur to me at the moment. Don't worry, everyone else around here has failed him the exact same way. He won't have time to punish you specifically, and he won't have the grounds to do so when we're done with him. Not unless he's the type who doesn't mind coming across as a hypocrite, like some of the other later criminal group leaders feel like. Ah, darn, so close to being a one-hit kill. Not that Taki needed one of those to seem awesome. He's the top scorer of the team right now. Quite a change from the weak little fish he used to be, isn't it? I'm sorry, did I face these two in the wrong order or something? I was expecting something about as durable as the previous guy's Arbok. Instead, we get Ekans, the weaker of the two snakes. Sorry, but rap isn't gonna help you much, especially since Phyllis is an expert on long, grinding fights. Granted, I'm hoping to eventually retire the move's Leech Seed, but since we still have it, may as well keep using it since it does the job pretty well. And that does it. Both the Giovanni's doormen are dealt with. Ah, my mistake. For some reason I forgot this guy had 3 Pokemon. While Phyllis does have a type advantage against a Sandslash, considering how Humber fought back in the previous Red vs. Blue bit we had in Stadium, I think I'll let the less injured Takanabori handle this one. Sure, he's doing quite a bit of damage to Taki, but at this exchange rate, I think we've got the edge. Have I mentioned that it's a shame that Sandshrews aren't available in Pokemon Red? Because if they were, then I'm sure I'd have put a Sandslash to replace the Graveler we've got on this team. No offense to Marbleback, really. Come to think of it, I can't help noticing something about the various Pokemon that I consider absolute favorites in both this team and Blue Team. The starters are not among them at all. It's not a matter of Charmander, Squirtle, or Bulbasaur being terrible by any means. They look good in each form. They start off reasonably strong and just get stronger the longer the journey goes, and they are without a doubt a very nice companion for the player character. But for some reason, I seem to like the Generation 2 and 3 starters far more than the Generation 1 starters, which explains part of why I'm a little annoyed at the amount that the company seems to love having those Generation 1 starters show up again and again in the various media. For God's sake, give Totodile more love. Hell, just once I'd like to see a Cyndaquil or Torchic or any of their later forms outdoing a bloody Charizard. Ugh. I should probably stop talking about the later generations and just focus on dealing with Giovanni right now. After all, he's one of the bare few actual characters in this game. Not quite as bare bones as all the other gym leaders who are forgotten about after one encounter. And we're starting things off with the Rock Snake going against the Sea Serpent. Doesn't matter that you had the super effective move there, buddy. We have the raw offensive power to finish this. Phyllis, I think we need a bestial beast tamer to deal with this rampaging rhino. Whip the poor bastard good. As a side note, I'm starting to get the impression I might be over-leveled for this fight. Never mind! The Big Daddy, or Mommy, can't really tell with Kangaskhan since they both have pouches, is on par with us. Not a bad bit of damage for one turn there. Still, if this is going to be another drawn-out roll, then I'm sure that Phyllis has the edge here. Okay! Way to make me eat my words there, sir. I most definitely deserved that one since I was getting too damn complacent this far into the game. And it's not like we've got any Pokemon that's explicitly anti-normal type here. Blue team does have Machoke, though. At least I think they do at this point. That would certainly ruin Kangaskhan's day. Doesn't matter how much rage you build if you can't do any lasting damage. Good job there, Marbleback. As useful as Phyllis was, for taking down that Kangaskhan, though, he's not getting half the credit on the scoreboard. Leech Seed did not seal the deal, though it certainly did help make Giovanni look like a fool. So, everyone give a big hand for Phyllis. He beat one in a single stroke, and essentially neutered the other for his teammate before going down. By the way, Giovanni, is there anything in particular you're trying to achieve with this criminal empire at the moment? Because, I'm not really seeing too much. Or are you just gaining power for the sake of it? I don't think the anime ever tells us what his ultimate goal is. Anyway, I feel that's enough for this clip. Hope it was a fun one to watch and listen to. I had fun making it. But then with Pokemon, for some reason, I even managed to have fun doing the grinding clips. No clue why. Especially considering how much I tend to complain in them.